Hey there, good morning, folks, and happy Sunday to you. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Coming at you live with this week's stocks to watch list for next week. It's not a very big list. Had a tremendous live session with some really good stocks that were brought up in the live session. If you're interested in watching that, check out the other link. If not, this is just a real quick list of stocks I had. There weren't a whole lot on my list this week. If you're interested in my market take, I mean, I still have some concerns out there. Think you need to be cautious within this market, but some interesting looking setups. FGEN, this thing had a nice little pop with some good volume on Friday. Look for a potential continuation. Take out a 26, maybe a red to green move on this thing. Not too shabby. Um, I like the move it had. It closed nearly at the high of the day. See if maybe it pulls back, and then you take out 26 bucks or so. YOD, another one that had a big pop. I had this on my list on Friday, and I did not. I took my eye off it, and then it popped, and it was too late for me to try and chase it. But closed nearly at the high of the day. Another one potentially could have a red to green move. This would be strictly for a day trade, not something I want to hold overnight. ASPN, another thin name, big volume on Friday. Flirting with taking out $7. I'm thinking maybe you can come up and test this trend line here around $8. It's a pretty thin name. You got to be careful with it, but looking for a potential continuation next week on this ASPN. SGYP was getting a little bit of activity after the market closed. I'm not sure if that was some 13F filings or not, but bouncing basically off $7. Um, Looking for it to take out the trend line and go back up, maybe test in this $9 range. So, this SGYP can go on a pretty healthy run. It had this big pop here. I know there's some pretty lofty price targets on this thing. Do keep in mind though that they have a shelf out there, a shelf offering. So, they could be doing an offering anytime. So just be careful with SGYP. EHTH, I really like the look of this one. I had this big pop. I believe that was off earnings. Been pulling back, consolidating, building up a little energy, absorbing the move that it's had. It's got a big gap on the daily to fill. I think this one's pretty hot looking. Looking for it to take out this trend line, go back up and at least test 16. But definitely worth watching that EHTH. WWE had that big pop after earnings, been consolidating, pulling back a little bit on lower volume. Got a little bit of a bounce on Friday. Potentially get a continuation and break over that trend line, go back up, test 23 bucks or so. MRCY already had a pretty nice move, basically from 15 to 16. Looking for it to pull back a little bit. It is a defense play, pretty thin. Only traded 99,000 shares on Friday. This isn't one you want to go chase, but it is kind of interesting. I'm looking to see if maybe we get. It's up 3 days in a row. It may need to consolidate a bit more before it takes out 16 with conviction. I like those round number rolls. We'll see how it acts next week. Sure, one of the communication equipment had a big pop. It's been consolidating, pulling back. I'm looking for it to take out this trend line with conviction. It's got an interesting look. Look, it may come back down into the $7.20 range. Might be a place to look to enter, but sure has got a pretty interesting look. I do like it. CHGG, this thing has been. I mean, you're looking at a potential nice flat top breakout, but probably more of a swing. It had this pop off of earnings, then pulled back, had another earnings report, pulled back. I think it just reported earnings again. Uh, you're looking for it to take out, $9 with conviction. I think this one gets fun, but it might need more time. It might need to consolidate a bit more. VG, another. This is kind of a thick name, but it had this huge pop. It's been consolidating. Looking for it to hold this $6 range, maybe consolidate a bit more before it tries to take out 52-week highs, but you know, definitely got a decent look to it. INWK has had a big run. 8 is a big spot, right? So it might need a bit more time to pull back. Maybe it pulls back to the $7.28 area. could be an area to look to jump in potentially, and then go back up and test that $8. But if it takes out 8 with conviction, it could get fun. FTK, you know, after the big gap up off of earnings, it's been consolidating right around the $18 range. Looking for it to go up and test 19 again, possibly take 19 out. 19 is a big area, right? Tap, 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 right? So if you can take out 19 with some conviction, I think it easily goes up and tests 20, 21 range. And then EMKR had a big run, big pop. Been consolidating. It might need a bit more time. Really want to see if $7 holds as support. If $7 doesn't hold, may pull back to $6.58, somewhere in that range. But I am keeping an eye on this one as well for a potential trend line break. Look, be careful out there. Don't feel compelled to trade if you can't find the right setup. We're still trading within a range. We'll see what happens next week. Maybe we get some more clarity. But you know, if you want my market take, watch the live session video. You know, first 15 minutes or so, basically talk about the markets and particular indexes. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys all next week. Good luck trading next week.